Welcome. I want to present you a new form of video on my channel. So this will be a podcast where I talk. So hello, and what if Atlantis existed? So I will take part of my assumptions from Graham Hancocks, and I will put a link to his work in the video below. So the basic assumption is that Atlantis was a place, a land or an empire instead of a city. And now the big question is where, if Atlantis existed, it was located. From assumptions which are given by Graham Hancocks, he says that it has to lay beyond the Straits of Gibraltar and near to Europe or Africa, and there are three locations left: an island in the Atlantic Ocean, the ice age coast of Europe, or of Africa. I think it's unlikely that it would be an island in the Atlantic Ocean for two reasons. At first, because a great island or continent would have been found with modern equipment, and no geological process is known which could flood a continent or a big island thousands of meters below the sea surface. So there are two locations left: the ice age shore of Europe and the ice age shore of Africa. And because of the information given by Plato, he and I think it's more likely that it was Ice Age Europe. But there are some. So here a map of the Ice Age world. So here would be Atlantis, if you would call it this way, and here for the possible locations could be Sunderland, which is modern day Indonesia and Malaysia with some other nations combined, or Australia, the eastern shores of Asia, the coast of India, the eastern shores with the Bahamas of America, and there are a lot of other locations where Atlantis could have been. Also, Plato gives the information that it was about the land area of Turkey and Africa without Egypt, and I think this is probably shouldn't count the land area but the coastline, because in the ancient time the coastline was much more important than the land area. And I think because of information they might have traveled to the Americas, which shows us that they were a maritime culture, and because most maritime cultures are trade-based nations or are big in trade. Also, they shows that they were very advanced, as Plato gives the information that they united for the common good, which shows us that they were very advanced, probably spiritual, because united under one government for the whole good of all people. And if you think of today, we have the United Nations organization, which is a kind of united empire of the world, but not really, as the individual governments don't want to give up the power. So that shows us that they were clearly advanced. Also, I would date the downfall to about 10,000 BC, during the Younger Dryas, when due to climate change there was a great flood, and so flooded the cities and the land below the sea surface. And I think Plato made some wrong assumptions, because he thought that Athens was found in 9000 BC, but because due to archaeological findings it's rather more 5000 BC. And so how could a ice civilization which was destroyed in 10,000 BC fight a Greek city-state in 5000, which was found in 5000 BC, which is simply impossible. So I think he rather confused it with the late Bronze Age collapse, where also Athens survived. Also, some monuments can be connected to a pre-flood civilizations, which would be the Great Pyramids in Egypt, Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, or Gunung Bedeng in modern-day Indonesia. So let's start our alternate timeline. I'm sorry I can't give you so much information on the pre-flood civilization, because not so much is known about that. But we know that it was probably a maritime culture, so it was a trade-based nation, and because trade-based nations have to search for new land and for new buyers and sellers, so I think they were liberal, like you saw it in England or in the Netherlands, that they were also for their time liberal. Also, you can expect the fauna during the Ice Age, so you can expect mammoths or cave bears, and as I previously told you, the downfall was probably during the Younger Dryas which was about 10,000 BC, and most of them would have been killed, but some of them would have came to hunter-gatherers, where they would have integrated and teach them the knowledge. And I think it's kind of a weird coincidence that in about 12 different regions agriculture popped in the same time. And if they would have given the knowledge, probably the priests would have kept this knowledge and mixed it with local traditions and culture, and maybe formed ancient mystery schools. And in other alternate videos, timeline videos, it's explained that the Native Americans would have had horses and be immune to European diseases. I don't think so, because horses would still die out because of the Younger Dryas. And also, the Native Americans wouldn't be immune to European diseases, because diseases which involved in Europe, Asia and Africa evolved after the Great Flood. And so Native Americans wouldn't be immune to European diseases. So now I want to give special thanks to Julian Reichersdorfer, and also to you, and I want to thank you. If you want to write me, you can write in the comment section below, or at alternate.history@gmx.et. I will put the mail in the video below. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope we will see you in the next video.